We're now in fight week. Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown in the Apex, aka Steve Garcia versus David Onama Part 2. We were doing so good earlier this year with these fight nights in different countries, with a live audience, with recognizable names for the main event. Now we're getting Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown for this main event. And you just want to know a little fact? Gabriel Bonfim is the only ranked fighter, male fighter in this whole card. He's the only ranked fighter in this whole card aside from the WMA fights. That just shows you how just cheeks this whole card is, bro. The UFC, we need to do better. What is this? I don't know. It's just annoying. We have JDM versus Islam next week, but we couldn't at least gotten like an actual good main event for this at least, just a little bit. No, okay. But anyways, this whole card it's not that bad actually. It's not that bad. There's some sleepers on this card, some pretty good bangers, but it's not that good. But yeah, we're gonna quickly go over these fights and my picks. McVey, I forgot his first name. Jonathan, Jason, Jackson, one of those. McVey. He was doing pretty good in the regional scene in LFA. LFA is not a bad promotion at all. It is under the UFC umbrella of promotions, and he was doing pretty good first round finishes, and then makes his debut. He was gonna make his debut against Sergio Dumas, but that fight didn't happen. Then got matched up against, who was it? Bruno Ferreira. Made his debut against him. Bruno Ferreira, is arguably like a top 15 fighter around there, and so him losing to Bruno Ferreira like in the first round, it's not that bad. It is a pretty big step up for a McVey, so I'm not gonna count it too much for a McVey. But the thing is, he's 6'4" at middleweight, but he's not like a tall 6'4". He's not like a Izzy 6'4". He's like a 6'4" with like short legs and short arms and a very long torso. So that's not very good. You are very open to like body shots by like leg kicks, not leg kicks, like leg body shots, or just straight up like getting punched to the body. But yeah, that's not too good for McVey genetically. Robert Valentin, he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He did lose to who was it? What's his name? Ryan Loder. Ryan Loder is he's a pretty good wrestler. He's an American wrestler, All-American if I remember correctly. And Robert Valentin was doing pretty good in that fight in the tough finale. He was reversing Ryan Loder and was doing pretty good in the first round. Second round comes, he got caught in a crucifix and elbowed to death. So he did lose that one, but it's not a bad performance. He was doing pretty good in the grappling. He did get out wrestled by Torres Fenny in his fight, but it's Torres Fenny. Like, it's just boring. I mean, aside from boring to watch, Torres Fenny is pretty good in the wrestling when it comes to just holding you down for 3 rounds straight. So not too much to take away from Robert Valentin for that one. And then this dude decides to stand and bang with Attila Gautier. Like, are you stupid? He literally decided to strike with Attila Gautier in the first round. I think he was just, I don't know, maybe he tested his luck and was trying to see if he could beat Attila Gautier or just get a pretty good finish in his, like in the UFC, but he got dropped and KO'd and is now on his 3rd fight losing streak. But he's now matched up with a McVey, and those are pretty winnable for Robert Valentin, especially in the grappling. McVey, I mean, he is a decent grappler, but I will lean towards Robert having the better grappling. I would say they probably have similar striking, but I'm pretty sure Robert Valentin, like I said, McVey has a long torso. He can do a pretty good job landing onto the body on a long torsoed opponent. So I'm gonna just lean towards Robert Valentin and striking and the grappling for this fight. And I'm gonna go with Robert Valentin, first win of the card. Next up, bantamweight Miles Johnson versus Daniel Marcos. Now, Daniel Marcos, before he fought Montel Jackson, was undefeated. But the thing is, he didn't even look undefeated in that fight. He looked pretty mid, and it was like not good performances against like these like unranked lower skilled fighters he was beating. And so like he was undefeated, but he didn't look that impressive. He didn't look like a champ or anything. Fought Montel Jackson, it wasn't that bad performance against Montel Jackson, but he was getting beaten up by Montel Jackson. Basically lost. Obviously this dude was eventually gonna lose, either like this Daniel Marcos. So yeah, now he's matched up against Miles Johns. Miles Johns is good boxing, decent reaction time. He is more of a reactionary fighter where like if you do this, I'll do that. you do that, I'll do this. But like he isn't really like thinking in there. He's just more he's just reacting basically like on instincts. And so he's a good test for like someone who, if you're like, he tests your fundamentals basically. If you're good at fundamentals, you can beat a Miles Johnson, especially if you have a good fundamentals and are adapting. And so that's why Miles Johnson loses, because he's just fighting like good fighters. And I don't think Daniel Marcos is that good, but I do think Daniel Marcos, when it comes to range, they're both 5'7", and Marcos has like 1 inch reach advantage. But I do think Daniel Marcos is much taller than that. I don't think they're the same height at all. Daniel Marcos is like borderline the same height as Montel Jackson, who's like 5'10". So I don't think they're the same height. But Daniel Marcos, I don't think he uses his range better. He has a better like understanding of range, footwork. And I'm going to lean towards Daniel Marcos beating Miles Johnson on the feet. I don't think Miles Johnson is going to just keep down Daniel Marcos on the feet as well. I'm pretty sure Daniel Marcos is going to, if not, have the better grappling and the frame for wrestling against a Miles Johnson. So I'm just going to go Daniel Marcos getting it done. The women's strawweight, Tisha Pennington versus the Gomes. I forgot her first name. Gomes, she has a good lineup. You know, they lined her up pretty nicely. They gave her a nice fade. Short hair, but you know, makes her look more intimidating if you're like 15. Tisha Pennington, she had a pretty good fight camp, I heard. You know, if you don't know, she trains with a coach who's gay and fat and white, and works at a Starbucks, and they hold like karate boards, and she goes, "Hi-ya," like that. That's all her. No, I'm joking. Tisha Pennington, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Tisha. She is the underdog. But I'm going to go with Tisha because she trains at a gym with other male UFC fighters, with Neil Magny, and Gomes trains at an all-W MMA gym. And also, Gomes doesn't even look that good in her fights. Like, she's winning. She got a KO in her last fight, but Tisha is training with Raquel Pennington. They're not siblings. I thought they were siblings for a second, and then I looked into it, and I'm like, oh, that is kind of gross. I'm joking. I'm joking. Tisha Pennington trains with a WMMA champ and former Raquel, and trains with male UFC fighters. So I'm gonna go with Tisha Pennington, looking better in her fights and training with men. So I'm going with Tisha. Heavyweight Josh Hokit versus something Gimenis. I don't know. Josh Hokit, if you do not remember, and he fought in the Dana White Contender Series like a couple months ago. One, didn't look that good. I mean, he looked good, but like it was like just your basic heavyweight fat heavyweight fight. And he won in his post-fight interview. He was wearing like this bandana get-up, like American flag bandana with like sunglasses. And he went on a rant for like against fat heavyweights, and that he's gonna make heavyweight division great again. Brother, you're not that fat yourself. You're like kind of fat. And like, listen, we have the same physique. I'm looking at him right now. We like have similar physiques. So like, I'm telling you, you're not fit. You're saying you're not fit. So I don't know why he went on a rant against fat heavyweights. And you're 229. You're pretty light for heavyweight, so I don't know. Kind of interesting rant he went on. But yeah, this Gemini guy, 0 fights you can find on the UFC Fight Pass or on YouTube or on like websites that usually have like fights you can watch. Nothing. I couldn't find his fights at all. Nowhere to be seen. He does have like a couple BJJ matches that are on YouTube. He is like a BJJ practitioner, not really an MMA fighter. And he did have a grappling match with Ricky. What's his name? I forgot his name. Ricky something. You know what I'm talking about. If you know BJJ, he fought him at CGA 1, and he got dominated by Ricky. So I mean, I guess I'm just gonna go with Josh Hokit because he has personality. He's promoting himself with that post-fight interview, and he's not that good. But I'm just gonna go with Josh Hokit for having fights you can watch on the Fight Pass. And yeah, I don't know. There's no fights for this Gemini dude, Gimenis. Next up, women's bantamweight Mario Bruno Silva versus Jacqueline Calvacanti. This is oh my goodness, I can't even pronounce her name. Bueno Silva is just straight up cringe. I don't know what it is. I don't know if like she just takes herself way too seriously. I don't know what, like, I guess that she just does that. She's just straight up cringe. Whenever I see her like in the press conferences or like and like when like who's his name? I forgot his name, but when she's getting her name announced, it's just so cringe to look at. I get uncomfortable. It's just the amount of cringe she oozes off. And she did fight for the title, or like a couple, like I think it was like last year or like 2 years ago. Lost, and then from then went on a losing streak. Jacqueline Calvacanti is pretty good, and she's kind of big for bantamweight. Not that big, but kind of big. She's quick. Actually, looks pretty decent for a WMA fighter. She borderline looks like a MMA fighter, like a lower level MMA fighter in there. So Calvacanti is looking pretty good. She's like the next step in WMA. What I'm trying to say, she's like the next evolution of WMMA, and she is pretty good. I got Calvacanti beating a Bueno Silva, an aging Bueno Silva. So I got Calvacanti. Bantamweight Adrian Yanez versus Quinonez. Adrian Yanez is very good. Amazing boxing. He was looking like really good up until he started losing. Yeah, I know, no doubt. You look good until you lose, but he was looking very good. His counter boxing was phenomenal. His timing is great. His accuracy is on point. It's just Yanez. He was getting KOs, but like he usually get KOs after like he like lands like a bunch of like punches and like he wears down his opponent. If Yanez had like more power, he would be scary at bantamweight. He would be a threat at bantamweight with his counter boxing, his accuracy. He just lacks that like oomph in his striking where he just drops some dead on their feet. He needs to like build up damage to get those KOs, and at these higher higher skill these fighters are more skilled. What I'm trying to say, it's harder for you to build up that damage. They're gonna be more defensively sound and stuff. So if Yanez had power, he would be good. He did start losing. He lost to Rob Font. He was being kind of dumb in that fight because he was beating Rob Font to the punch first, and then he kept on being more aggressive and started like he just wasn't thinking of defense in that fight and got dropped and got finished right by Rob Font. If Yanez was patient, he would have beaten a Rob Font. I would think so. Lost to the fight. Lost to the Martinez dude by leg kicks. So not a bad loss, but he did lose by leg kicks. I forget, he got a win after that, a pretty good win. Yanez is not bad at all. He is like legit. It's just he just had a little bit of bad performances. Then he lost the last fight. I forgot by who, but he lost. But Yanez is very good. I think it was Daniel Marcos he fought last fight. Yanez he sold that fight, but if I remember correctly, it was like 1-1, and then Daniel Marcos fight, the last round comes, he sold it. So I don't know. Yanez, he was very good though. He was very good, especially for up against a Quinonez guy. This Quinonez guy was inactive. He hasn't fought like in 2 years, I think, or like he hasn't fought like a long time. His last fight was against Ronnie Barcelos. And he was doing a good job beating up Ronnie Barcelos on the feet. He was like outstriking him. They get out wrestled by Ronnie Barcelos for like the very end of their fight. I think it was like the second round he got submitted. But up until then, Quinonez was looking pretty decent. But I do think Yanez has like way better striking than Quinonez, especially a ring rusted Quinonez. Yanez is more active, and he's been fighting straight up monsters. Oh, I want to say monsters, but like actual good comp. Ronnie Barcelos is good, but like not that good. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Yanez beating up Quinonez. And I don't think Quinonez is going to out-wrestle Yanez at all. So, I got Yanez probably getting it done by a third-round finish. I got a third-round finish by Yanez. Now, there's a really good fight. Amil versus Jamal Emmers. They're both fight very similarly, as in they're both very aggressive front foot fighters. They both lack defense, but, no defense, full-on offense. And they're very exciting to watch. Amil was on a crazy tear up until he fought Delgado. He beat that William Gomes guy, and William Gomes has no power at all. So like stylistically, Amil was gonna beat up a Gomes in that fight. He didn't have to worry about getting chinned and just keep on going forward with his pressure, his striking, and was starting to break Gomes in that fight. So it's a pretty good win, even though stylistically he was gonna beat a Gomes, but still good win. Fought Delgado, got dropped. Because Amil just stands and bangs, just goes forward with that crazy striking. You can kind of tell he has a big ego when he fights. He doesn't believe in getting chin, but that cost him in his last fight. He got chin dropped with a knee. If Amil didn't really get dropped by that knee, I don't think he would have made it very tough for Delgado though. So I do think Amil is pretty good. The Jamal Emmers guy, I do think he's more bullyable. He gets hit more than Amil gets hit. and Jamal Emmers was getting chinned by like not Delgado. I forgot who he fought, but he was getting chinned by like not good fighters. Amil got dropped by Delgado. Delgado is not that bad. I do take it back in my predictions video when I made predictions for Delgado. Delgado's pretty good, but Amil, I'm gonna go with Amil because I'm pretty sure in the exchanges they go in, he's gonna have the bigger shots. And even though he did get chinned by Delgado, I do think Amil has a pretty good chin. He got dropped with a knee. You know, knees when they land flushly are like super dangerous. So I'm gonna go with Amil getting it done by third round finish. We're gonna get a war between these two. I am excited for this fight. Super excited, especially a Amil comeback. Like Amil is fun to watch. So I'm gonna go with Amil. Middleweight, Christian Leroy Duncan. This guy's name is fun to say. Christian Leroy Duncan. Okay. Anyways, very flashy and a little bit too flashy for my taste, because he does like a bunch of spinning moves and he doesn't land anything with it. Like he does spinning back kicks, spinning head kicks. He like does like spinning elbows, spinning back fists. His best weapons when it comes to like the spinning stuff are the spinning back elbows, but it's too much spinning. Like you just stop. Like it's annoying to watch. Just saying, it's not. You're flashy, but not exciting, and you're not Yuri. Like Yuri can get away with it because Yuri is Yuri, and Yuri is not losing to Armen Petrosyan and RoboCop. Like Yuri is losing to like only Alex Pereira in the UFC. He did lose a couple times in the regional scene. But anyways, Yuri. I mean, back to this fight, Christian Leroy Duncan. He has a good chin. He got, was getting beaten up by RoboCop. Like I said earlier, he lost to RoboCop, but he mostly lost because he got out wrestled by RoboCop, and RoboCop is a good wrestler. That's probably his bread and butter when it comes to like MMA, and so it's not like horrible that he lost to RoboCop because he got out wrestled. But it was pretty competitive on the feet with RoboCop. Christian Leroy Duncan, a little bit too flashy, like I said. And we were to like just like stop spinning too much and you like focused on just fighting, he would be much more dangerous at middleweight. It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know what this guy's thinking. He's probably thinking like, oi, if I do some spinny shit, well, you think I'll get some fans in it? Like, you're not gonna get fans just doing nothing and then getting like a KO up against the cage. Like, I mean, he is getting KOs, but like it's not against anybody. It's just, I don't know. And especially he lost to Armen Petrosyan. Like, come on, you can't be losing to the dude. But yeah, Marco Tulio, on the other hand, straight hands, no funny business. In fact, straight to business. Good KOs. He is a fun fighter to watch. Very dangerous. Beat my boy Yusri Dogori, and that is a pretty good win. But aside from that, I know I just glazed Marco Tulio and I kind of shat on Christian Leroy Duncan, but between these two, I'm actually gonna go with Duncan getting it done. I'm actually gonna go. I do think Duncan is the better fighter when it comes to like the footwork, the speed, the striking. I got Duncan, and Marco Tulio is looking dangerous, but like he's been beating cans, and like he isn't really beating anybody yet. Like he's destroying like just straight up cans. Yeah, and he went to the decision with Yusri, so he didn't KO Yusri. And yes, Duncan did lose to Armen and RoboCop, like I said, and Marco Tulio would be a Armen, but I do think Marco Tulio would lose to RoboCop. Marco Tulio is a little bit patient on the feet as well, and when you're going against a quick dude like Duncan, you're gonna get beat up on the feet. Just being patient. Marco Tulio has a very good jab, and he can catch Duncan while Duncan goes in forward. But I'm gonna rely on Duncan not getting dropped and putting a beating on Tulio. I don't think he's gonna finish him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go to decision. And Duncan has a good chin. He was, like I said, he was surviving RoboCop's best strikes and ground and pound. And look at him, he has like a chrome dome. Like he has a pretty big head. Like he has a big forehead. I'm pretty sure his head is made out of adamantium. Just looking at it, like I'm pretty sure you go boom, 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 boom. Like it just makes that noise when you hit him in the head. But I'm gonna go with Christian Leroy Duncan actually getting it done. I don't know. Maybe Marco Tulio does get it done, but like I'm gonna rely on Duncan if he's smart. Hey, listen, if you're watching this, don't do spinning stuff. Just, I mean, do spinning stuff, but like don't spam it. Don't overdo it. Just be more technical. Anyways, I'm pretty sure somebody's like, you're really giving advice to Christian. Anyways, bantamweight Ricky Simon versus Raoni Barcelos. This one's another good fight. Ricky Simon, you would think someone that who beat Merab and Montel Jackson would be champ or like doing good at bantamweight, but no, he's unranked now. He was ranked for a little bit. Did lose to Song Yadong, got chinned by him. Lost to who was it? Mario Bautista and what's his name? That Oliveira guy, Vincent something Oliveira, I forget his name. Those three are straight up monsters. Mario Bautista, like I told you in my predictions when he was fighting Umar, he is extremely underrated and extremely good. And simply Ricky Simon is just losing to really high level monsters at bantamweight. You know, Raoni Barcelos did beat Peyton Talbot. A Peyton Talbot that didn't really have good wrestling up until then. Peyton Talbot has improved his wrestling and beat Andre Lima. That was a pretty good win for Peyton Talbot. But yeah, he beat a no wrestling Peyton Talbot. He beat someone else. He beat Cody Garbrandt. I forgot. He beat him. But I wouldn't say Raoni Barcelos has better striking than Ricky Simon, or specifically not better wrestling at all. I'm gonna go with Ricky Simon getting it done pretty easily. It's better striking, much better wrestling than Barcelos. So I got Ricky Simon decision. I don't see him chinning Barcelos. Maybe he does, but I got Ricky Simon. Now, I'm just gonna give you guys a warning. Up until the Ricky Simon fight, these last 4 fights, I could not care less to do film study. I legit lost all my will in life to just to watch film study with you guys and just come up with an actual logical pick. I'm gonna go with Chris Padilla because he looks like DC with a wig on. If you look at him, let me see. That's literally DC with a wig on. Just look at him. That's like a skinny DC with like from like the 80s, and he decided to like have like a perm. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Padilla. He is fighting you know, the main events, Gabriel Bonfim's brother, Ismael Bonfim. Maybe actually never mind. Maybe Bonfim does win because he wants to win because he's on the same card as his brother. Huh. Actually, I'm gonna go with I don't know. Should I go with the brother or should I go with DC? I might go with. I don't know because I only seen like a little bit of these two and Padilla looked better. Actually, I'm gonna go with Bonfim. Actually, I'm gonna go with the brother rather than DC. Sorry, DC. I got Bonfim. This one I didn't see at all any of their fights, and I don't remember. I didn't really care enough to rewatch their fights. Let's see who has a better hairline. I would say Medic. This guy, he has like lower right here, but like it kind of swoops up, while his is up here, but like it's more of a line, more how should I say this, more linear rather than like a swoop, like U-shaped. Who has a better physique? I would say Medic has a better physique. I said physique. He is more flabby right here. I don't like that. Who's taller? 6'1" for 5'11". I'm gonna go with the 6'1" dude. Let's see, 32. Oh, he's young, 41, older. Southpaw, orthodox southpaw. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go with Medic. He's looking physically much better. But Salikhov has a beard, a pretty. I mean, I want to say too filled out. It's kind of looking a little bit kind of patch, like not that clean. And I know I can't grow a beard, so you know, I can't complain. I can't judge too much, but I'm guessing Medic shaves. Maybe he does that. Maybe he shaves and Salikhov just lets it grow out. So maybe that's what's going on. So I'm gonna go with Medic though. This one, this dude, I don't know what's going on here. It's like some dudes literally have this head shape where like it goes like it extrudes out and then like concaves and like it's like a little bit pointing out on top. It's kind of weird looking, and you can tell that that's what's going on right here. He has like a beard, but more like a goatee with like slightly underneath beard type of thing going on. What type of shorts are these? Ooh, that's not looking good. but he has like 2023, 2024 type of shorts. So I'm guessing this guy hasn't found a wall as well. 5'8", 5'6", 68, 70. Orthodox switch stance. Significant strike. LPM. I don't remember exactly what that means. 4 versus 2. Okay. Age 35, 31. He's slightly older. Flyweight as well. Does flyweight slightly older. I'm gonna go with Matt Schnell. Actually, I'm actually gonna go with Matt Schnell, the underdog of this fight, getting it done. Now we're on to the main card. This should have been Wonderboy Thompson. Wonderboy Thompson dropped him with a head kick, and I think he beat him in numbers as well, like significant strike numbers. I don't know how this dude beat Wonderboy. Not only did he rob Wonderboy, he got a main event after robbing a UFC vet, a UFC Hall of Famer, a UFC legend. The UFC is so stupid. They do this type of stuff and reward him with a main event after robbing, and nobody even knows who Gabriel Bonfim is. Like, listen, if you're like watch the UFC, you obviously know who this guy is. But like, if you're like just watch it casually, you don't know who Gabriel Bonfim is. You only know him as a dude who robbed Wonderboy, and so I don't know. Like, it's just he's not that good. He lost to a 40-year-old Wonderboy. He lost to a 40. Okay, he lost to him. He lost to a Wonderboy, a old Wonderboy who before that lost to what's his name, Joaquin Buckley. A KO'd Joaquin Buckley, a compromised chin Wonderboy, beat a Gabriel Bonfim. Just saying, like, what is that type of like equation? I don't know. And the thing with Randy Brown as well is very good. He only lost to. Let me just check real quick just to show you guys. He is very good. He beat Brian Battle. He beat him. Brian Battle missed weight in that fight. Missed weight. And only was holding up Randy Brown up against the cage. Just holding him up. And that was mostly what he did. Randy Brown was outstriking Brian Battle in that fight. He beat him. They robbed him of this fight. A split decision. It should have gone to Randy Brown. I know split decision fights are not robberies, but he did get robbed. And before that, he lost to JDM, who is the current champ, which is not a bad loss at all. He did kind of get submitted by JDM, which is kind of questionable, but Randy Brown is still very good. And then before that, he lost to a prime Vicente Luque. This was Vicente Luque when he was Vicente Luque. So these are not bad losses at all. And he lost to a prime Nico Price. Okay, that's kind of not that good. He lost to Bilal Mohammed, who was champ earlier this year. And then he lost to Michael Graves, which is not that good. But what I'm trying to say is he is very good. He's just losing to like very, 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 very good fighters. Like just straight up like crazy good fighters. I don't know about Bilal Mohammed. I mean, Bilal Mohammed was champ, but yeah, Randy Brown is very good. He's gonna easily beat a Gabriel Bonfim, and he's gonna. I don't know. Bonfim just looked weak in that fight. He has Bonfim as his last name. He's probably French, French descendant, so he has like those weak French genes. He has those weak French genes in his genetic pool. So yeah, Randy Brown he's gonna bully a Bonfim basically. He's gonna bully him. He's the favorite. What the heck? I literally just saw this right now. There's no way Bonfim is the favorite and Randy Brown is the underdog. Okay, the UFC is on some. Oh, that's the ESPN website, not the UFC. But wait, let me just check real quick. Is the UFC the same? Oh, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have their odds out yet. If they do, okay, they don't have it out yet. But yeah, Bonfim is not the favorite. He is the underdog. I don't know what is going on. Randy Brown beats Bonfim easily. I don't. Taller, longer reach. He has a 78-inch reach, which is pretty decently long. Why is Bonfim the favorite? That is weird. Yeah, it doesn't make too much sense. Wait. Is Minus favorite or is Minus underdog? Maybe I'm being stupid. No. I do think Minus is favorite. Yeah, Minus is favorite. Plus is underdog. Yeah, there's no way Bonfim is the favorite. Anyways, those are my 5 picks. I got Randy Brown as the main event winner of this fight card. Next week we got Islam versus JDM. Can't wait. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for that card. It is so stacked. It is so stacked to the point where they could have sacrificed one of their fights for the Islam versus JDM fight pay-per-view card, and have that as main event, and not have this as a main event. Just saying, because like I said, Gabriel Bonfim is the only ranked male fighter in this whole card. So yeah, those are my picks for this fight night. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys agree. Or if you don't agree, tell me which one I'm wrong, why I'm stupid and I make horrible picks. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and goodbye.